And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to Son I Wanna Be the Metamorphosis. And we are still in the Starry Galaxy. We've been there 2 streams in a row, and we're gonna be 3 streams in a row, considering that we still have not ended it. So I don't know how much longer this zone is gonna be, but damn, it definitely is taking some time, that's for sure. And the worst part is that this section is incredibly hard too. We haven't even reached the boss. The boss is probably gonna be the most time consuming thing in this section. We don't even know how it looks like. Well, I mean, we had Miku, but that's a mid-boss, which is even funnier because that was just the mid-boss, and it took a long time, so I don't really want to imagine what the actual boss is gonna take me. That's gonna be something else. Maybe this screen is the actual boss, because Jesus Christ, it's really taking me a lot of attempts to do. But you know, we will see. This isn't even the last zone, not even close to the last zone. So you can tell that, yeah, the difficulty seems to be pretty high. Well, not in vain, the game is on Delicious Fruit. It's supposed to be a 66 of difficulty. 66 is pretty high. I mean, well, okay, let me correct myself. It's high for people that are not used to the fun games, like me. People who are experts at fun games, I'm pretty sure they can do all this platforming pretty fast, but I definitely can. Now, there's something interesting is that I don't know if you saw that, but it seems like the top block touched like the kid's forehead, and it didn't disable the infinite jump, but as soon as it touches the kid's feet, it's over. So that's a little bit weird. It's like a wonky hitbox thing. Same with his side. That's weird. So I guess it's more permissive when you are hitting it from, like, when you're hitting it with the top of your hitbox than the bottom of your hitbox. Okay. Well, yeah. That's true, however, you still cannot just put all of your head into the disabling bots. Of course that's not gonna work. But yeah, I don't even know how far I got here, if I gotta be completely honest with you. I don't remember what's the best place that I died in on this screen. Really don't remember. It's pretty clear that when it comes to the difficulty of the stages in this game, it's not like, for example, in a Mega Man game where you can choose whatever stage you want. There might some that are harder than others, but usually it's not like the first one is easier than the second one and so forth. Usually the difficulty is pretty distributed. Usually, or at least they try to make it as equally distributed as possible. In this game though, it seems that the difficulty really seems to be ordered from the leftmost stage to the rightmost stage. Because I can definitely tell you that this stage is way harder than the first and the second one. Fuck. Which is obviously not a bad thing, it's just that when you have a stage selection screen, you kinda expect that every stage is gonna be almost the same in difficulty. That wasn't the case. Well, at least there is a save button in the middle of this stage. Can you, of this screen I mean, can you imagine doing this screen without any save point? Can you imagine that? Because I can barely imagine that. Okay, I don't know if this is a personal best, but it might be a personal best. So how do we do this? Wow. So you gotta go up real fast. Right there. Like really, really fast. Man, in a place like this, you're really gonna place a trap? In a place like this? Okay, sure. Hey, Mr. Santi, how is it going? Huh. Seems that you're seeing the nature of this game. Well, it's like the nature of most I Wanna Be the Guy games. When you think you're safe, the traps start attacking. And you have things like that. It's pretty fucked up in this case because, you know, this game is riddled with traps, right? Like, traps are absolutely everywhere, but I think it's pretty fucked up when there is a trap in a section that is already hard like this one. Because most of the sections by themselves, they aren't really that hard. Usually the sections are, you know, average. What makes them hard is the fact that you have to look for the traps. But this is one of those sections that it's hard even without the trap. The trap just obviously makes it harder, but yeah. Wait. Sorry, I thought I saw something. But yeah, it's pretty evil, that's for sure. Especially, you know, how this wouldn't be that evil. Wouldn't be that evil if the hitboxes of the nullifying squares were not squares. If they were circles, this will be... Okay, so we have to do this fast. That's what we gotta do. We gotta do this real fast. I don't know what I expected, if I gotta be honest, but... Nice shit. Nice shit. When you think you figure it out, you didn't. Wow. Okay. Alright. Hey, at least that seems a little bit easier than what I thought. Because if you have to outrun the apple coming from below, it might get a little bit hard to do that. So the fact that it stops midway at least is a good signal. The bad signal is that if the one that comes from above doesn't stop midway, well, that's gonna be a problem. Like if the one that comes from the top goes all the way to the bottom, that's gonna be a problem. It's fine. Hopefully it's not. Sadly, I have no way of knowing if that's gonna stop midway if I die like that. When you die, those kind of traps don't show their full behavior. They usually just, you know, they just don't show their full behavior. That's it. So basically, right there, I don't know if that apple is gonna stop midway or if it really goes all the way down. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Hey Riemann, how is it going? Hey, at least you tried to keep consistency between usernames. I like that. That's pretty nice. I mean, that's pretty good. There is a lot of people that are called so many different ways in so many different, you know, so many different social media that I don't even know how to call them. So is that how I gotta call you now? I have to call you Silver Star? What are you implying? Nothing. I was just saying that I like when people don't use multiple names, because Silver Star was your name on Discord. And I don't remember if it was your name on YouTube too. Actually, I don't remember that. But I'm glad that at least you can unify the name in some way. No, it's also my name on YouTube too. I see. See, that's good. That's good because, again, people are gonna know you for one name instead of multiple ones. So that's great. So the real question is, do I have to call you Silver Star now? That's my question. Because with Draynot, he dropped the mage part of the name because he didn't want people to call him mage. So my question is, ooh, alright. It actually goes all the way down. What a cheap piece of shit. Alright, that's fine. There is gonna be a trap here for sure. That shit is gonna change places too, right? Oh, are you kidding me? You're not gonna switch places unless I go down there? What? But how do you do that? I can barely even go down there with that spike being there. Like, that's almost impossible to do. Hey Nitori, how is it going? I don't care as long as I can recognize. Well, I mean, I usually call, if people don't have an issue with it, I usually call people by the first name I knew them. So I think in your case I might still call you Riemann. If you don't mind. I mean, I will have still called Draynot Mage. But you know, he didn't like that. So, yeah. So I guess Riemann it is. Damn, I went too ham on that one. It's okay. But I'm trying to think of that last section with the spike. What the hell? How do you do this? Because here's the thing. You basically have to go down like this without touching this. And then after that, like, you have to hold on here. I feel like that's so fucked up, because this shit is gonna switch places. It's gonna go up here, but it's so hard. It's so hard to go here without dying. Because if this didn't move, obviously your strategy will be just go here. Even if you touch this, it doesn't matter as long as you land here, but... okay, that's fine. That's... I hope that's the last trap of this screen. I knew of that trap because I tried to go from below and it did that. Oh, fuck. We will see. I'm still not sure. Also, it seems that, I don't know when, but it seems like I'm gonna start playing shitty gacha games. Not on stream, I'm gonna tell you that. It seems like I might be interested in trying a couple of shitty gacha games. Not on mobile, I mean... yes, it's gonna be on mobile, but not in an actual cell phone. It's gonna be in an emulator. Because I'm really interested in some of those shitty ass gacha games that I want to play, but obviously I can't because I don't have a mobile phone. So I want to emulate. I tried to doing it before, like I tried to do it before and it didn't work because Android emulation was still pretty shitty back then. But apparently, and a special emphasis in apparently, it has gotten better. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it has gotten better that it can actually play games in a playable frame rate, hey, I'm in. Well, then again, the gacha games don't have to be playable at a playable frame rate, since, I mean, they basically involve no effort, so, you know, no reactions, no nothing, but you know, still, I would like to be able to see things animating properly. And then again, if I do that, it might be a bad idea. It might be a bad idea because, I don't know, what if I get addicted to it? Like, you never know. I feel like I have a lot of self-control, right? But you never know. I mean, there is a reason why gacha games are so incredibly popular. And again, I never done it because I don't have a cell phone, and I probably won't ever have it unless, you know, circumstances force me to it, but that's not it's not happening anytime soon, so I have to go on emulator. And again, I never tried before because emulators back then were pretty shitty, but now it seems like since they are good, I want to try it. Striving to play garbage. I mean, see, here's the thing. You know it's garbage because you played it. I don't know it's garbage. I mean, I'm basically, for what everyone says and by theory, like the theory says that it's garbage, right? But I can't really know for sure until I experience it. Right? That's the thing. I mean, yes, theoretically it's complete trash, but I have to test it myself. How is it going, Yummy, by the way? I'll need to finish you off. But you know, you never know. If I get addicted to gacha, I don't know. It might be a dark time for the stream. Though chances of it happening are not too high, but they are also not that low. I don't know. I don't know how weak-minded I am, because I never tried. But I guess we're about to find out. Fuck. It always gets me. That's the thing. Anyways, any trash you recommend? I mean, I obviously have some of them planned myself, which is the reason why I even want to try it out in the first place. But maybe you have some other garbage that you wanna recommend. So I'm open for any garbage recommendations. And I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Here's the thing: you don't even have to think about the fact that I will like it or not. No. Just go ham. Just give me whatever you have in mind when you hear the word mobile gacha. Whatever you have in mind, give it to me. Doesn't matter if I will like it or not. Just want to hear what you will recommend. So yeah. Because you know, even if a lot of you say that mobile games are trash, dance game, you know, I know you still play some of them. I mean, you might not be addicts, but I'm pretty sure you have played them. So that's why I'm asking for recommendations. I shouldn't jump that much. Hey Clonecat, who is it going? Are we talking about? I was talking about mobile gacha games. Because I was thinking of starting to try them off on an emulator. And I wanted to know what garbage people recommended. Because, you know, I'm interested in the topic. So yeah. I want to hear recommendations. Hey, maybe some of the recommendations, I mean, here I'm already assuming, since it's mobile gacha, that it's gonna be garbage, right? But maybe in the end it's not gonna be garbage and I'm just being a bigot towards mobile gacha gaming. So yeah. I only play Fate Grand Order. Yeah, I wanted to try that one, but yeah, I think that's one of the ones that I want to try. Yeah, good suggestion. I only seen try that shit on friend's phone, Fate. I played Shadowverse for a while though before it became shit with Hearthstone. But isn't Shadowverse a PC game too? Right? I think it is. Yeah. Well, here I'm talking exclusively about mobile games. Games that either you cannot play on PC or that the PC version is heavily modified. I want things that are exclusive for mobile. If it's possible. I think Fate Grand Order is exclusive for mobile, so that suggestion counts. I saw Shadowverse, honestly, at some point, and I got interested because of the live 2D and because I'm a degenerate. But the problem is that it's a game that you have to think. So that's a problem, you know? You your thirst for garbage is that strong? I mean, when you are so used to high quality refined food, at some point you might start missing McDonald's, you know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that's pretty much the thing. Feel like I've been playing pretty good games. Even the games that were not so good were at least passable. I don't think I remember playing any garbage game lately. I mean, well, I remember one, but I don't want to say it because someone in my chat right now is gonna get pissed. But basically, yeah, I am thirsty for garbage games. I have a friend who is obsessed with Fate, spend lots of money, and I don't understand how anyone can play it. Oh, I could give you multiple reasons. Even without having played it myself, by looking at the theory, I can give you multiple reasons why. But you know, I think before doing that, I'd rather play it myself first and then give a better verdict. I enjoy playing it, but fuck spending money on that. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I don't plan on spending money on anything like that. Obviously, you never know. Like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up, you know, falling for the bait. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't think I will. Here's the thing. Something that a lot of you don't know. I've been playing Warframe for like 2 or 3 years, and I didn't spend a single penny on that game. And I had almost everything by the time that I stopped playing, I mean. And I haven't spent a single penny. I even had the premium cosmetics, because in that game you can get the premium currency by selling shit that you get in the game to other players that do have the premium currency. So I even had cosmetics in that game without paying a single fucking cent. So maybe I won't fall for it. If I haven't fall for it in Warframe, I don't think I'm gonna fall for it in other free-to-play game, but you never know. Mirror? No mirror. Never miss McDonald's. I don't know, I kinda miss, well, McDonald's is not my preference here, but I miss sometimes going to Burger King, because it tastes good. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that fast food is trash for your digestive system, but most of the people that I hear saying that are from the USA. And people on the USA, the quality of the food there is pretty different from the quality of the food here, even on fast food chains. Even on fast food chains, the ingredients, the way people cook the meals, everything is different. So yeah, I mean, yes, it's still not that healthy to eat in a fast food chain, especially if you do it every day or something like that. But it's not like eating a burger is gonna send you right to the coffin, is what I'm trying to say. I spent 60 Mexican pesos on Warframe, damn. Yeah, I really never spent anything, mostly because it was at the time where I didn't even have a shop, because I was in high school and university, right? Well, mostly high school. So I didn't have a shop, so money wasn't mine. So I'm like, you know, this is a free-to-play game, I'm gonna play it as a free-to-play game. Warframe is like super free-to-play friendly, same with Shadowverse. Okay. You know, I really probably would have played Shadowverse if it didn't require thinking. But I don't like games that require thinking. especially games that require thinking and are competitive. If at least the only thing I had to think of is how to beat the CPU or a specific puzzle, I wouldn't mind. But competitive and against someone else? Sorry, I meant to say that you have to think and against someone else. Yeah, like, no thanks. Wasn't built for that. You know, if I get salty in fighting games when I lose, and in those games you don't need to think that much. Like, most of the times in fighting games you just have to know the cheap shit. And unless you're going against a pro, you're probably gonna win. So if I get mad at that, imagine how mad I will get at a game that the opponent has to outplay you with their minds. I probably wouldn't be able to take on the salt. I will get so fucking salty that it wouldn't be healthy. In fact, I think that eating at McDonald's will be more healthy than playing that game. So yeah. By the way, so far we have Fate Grand Order. Anything else? Any other gacha mobile shit that you wanna recommend? Because that's a good one that, again, I was gonna try anyways, but good that you reminded me that it existed, in case I forgot. Honestly, the main reason for me to to kind of want to try to start playing the gacha mobile games is because of Puzzle and Dragons. That game, ironically enough, I learned about that game in the Shrine Maiden forums. Back when I went to the Shrine Maiden forums like 3 years ago, there was like a super thread of people taking pictures to their drops or whatever the fuck they are called, and I'm like, wow, people are really into this game, huh? And I look into it and I'm like, alright, it can be interesting. And I really wanted to play years ago, but let me say it again, the emulators were so trash back then that I couldn't run anything properly. But now, since that apparently changed, now I wanna try it. So yeah, Toho Cannonball, that's not a... You put a kappa there, but that's not a bad suggestion. That's a good suggestion. I mean, I wouldn't understand shit, but I mean, it's a gacha game. How much do you have to understand, right? I mean, you probably don't have to understand much in the first place. But yeah, that's a good suggestion too, thanks. The only disadvantage of that is that I also will probably have to change the location to Japan. Because otherwise, you know, it just, well, wouldn't work. Definitely wouldn't work. You can't jump twice there. Like, I'm pretty sure Toho Cannonball is Japanese exclusive, like half the garbage that they do, right? A lot of games are Japanese exclusive. I don't know why they do that shit. Well, no, I know what they do that shit, but it's like, come on, bro. If you only spent a couple more bucks in localization, you could get millionaire. Like, the difference between having a lot of money and being a millionaire is as easy as getting a fucking localization team. But, you know, as I always say, Nippon Ichi, it is what it is. Grow up already. Yeah, well, it's Japan. What can you do? As someone said, don't remember where, but someone say Japan is like the most traditionalist modern country there is. Like, it has basically the best technology in the world, or at least close to it, but it has so many traditional thinking bullshit that sometimes it's good and some other times like this is like, what are you even doing? You could be rich. You could be rich. And you know, it's not like you will be losing anything. That's the thing. It's not like you are selling your soul to the devil to become rich. The only thing you need to do is get a fucking localization team. As far as I know, that's as easy as it gets. You don't need anything else. Well, probably some of the rights to publish it in outside of Japan, I guess, but that's just more money that you don't waste. You invest. You invest because that way you can get more of it by investing it. So yeah, I don't know. Japan is Japan, I guess. Oh, damn it! Hey Bravi, how is it going? But thankfully there are some games that do come outside of Japan, but there is also a problem, right? Remember when I talked to you about Puzzle and Dragons? That game is available to the USA, but it's not available to South America as far as I know. So basically, yeah, they bring it outside of Japan, but not to the whole world because, you know, fuck South Americans, what even are them, right? So yeah. No, here's the thing, Riemann, it's not even about piracy or anything because they are literally free to play games. It's not like you're pirating anything. The only thing you need to do is basically tell the application that you are from the USA and that's it. That's literally all it takes. Piracy is Russian free. I wouldn't pirate a free-to-play game though. I mean, how will that even work? Well, in fact, it's been a while since I done any pirating at all. That was back when I went to high school. Ever since then, I really haven't done anything of the like. But that's mostly because I also don't buy much stuff. Usually the games I buy are so cheap that they might as well be free. Thanks to Steam. Yes, call me a shill, but I feel like Steam has to be the best platform to play video games. I mean, one of the only, if not the only platform that understands that rational prices are the way to go. Shut 'em up's on sale. Yeah, oh, that's right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you again, so you can't tell me again, that remind me when Strikers 1945 2 releases on Steam. Because, again, I'm gonna forget and I don't wanna forget. I mean, to all incoming. Nah. Even on very easy. I won't go and clear that game on very easy, and the 2-all is just... No. It's just too much. Also, I think there is something that you don't know about Strikers, or maybe you know. I'm not sure if you know or you don't. But it's pretty funny. In Strikers 1945-2, basically, the first 5 stages are RNG. Like, you could get any of them in any order. Actually, no, not the first 5, it's the first 4. Because the 5th one is the fortress, the 6th one is the submarine, I think. The 7th one, I'm pretty sure, is like the hidden bunker, and the last one is the final boss. It was in 1999 too, I see. Yeah, I guess it's to give it a little bit of more of variety. Well, the first 4 stages are incredibly easy anyways. You're probably gonna miss them more than not, but you also gotta remember that the stages get harder as time progresses. So, basically, you know, if one of the stages, like, here's the thing, one of the bosses in that game is like an aquatic plane or some shit like that. I don't know how to call it. It's basically a plane that can land on water. That boss, if it's on stage 1, it's probably gonna be pretty easy, but if it is on stage 4, it can get more complicated. Probably not that much harder, but I'm pretty sure it is harder. So yeah. I wonder if on Loop 2 it has the same order. No, I think it doesn't have the same order. As far as I remember, I think it's still random. But I really don't remember. It's been a long time since I played that game. What I do remember is that the only thing that game has about World War II is the fucking title. That's pretty much all of the World War II content that you're gonna see. I mean, the bosses are fucking Transformers. Well, even worse, they are like fucking messengers. Like, they look like a plane at first, or like a war tank, and then they fucking turn into a messenger, just like that, or a Gundam, whatever your favorite mech anime is. So yeah. A Gurren Lagann. Maybe. Yeah, it's so crazy. I remember. It's pretty funny. One of the bosses is a submarine, right? One of the bosses is a submarine, and when you defeat his first phase, he's like getting destroyed. There is little explosions happening, and all of a sudden, he turns into that fucking robot with like a crab claw that it stands and attacks you, and you're like, oh, holy shit, what just happened? What just happened? It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Because you're like, did this really happen in World War II? That's not what the history books told me. Was I lying this whole time? I mean, a lot of people tell you that the atomic bombs happened, but they didn't tell you what happened before that. Maybe before those things dropped, maybe those Transformers were actually there patrolling the area. So maybe it is accurate. It's just that nobody saw it. This doesn't transform into beam. Yeah, I think it doesn't. I mean, most of them look like your, generic Gundam, right? There are others that... Wait a second. No, no, no. The one that I was thinking of actually turns into a crab. Funnily enough. I was like, does that turn into a bee? No, that's a fucking crab. Because, you know, having a gigantic crab is definitely World War II material. But yeah. Still pretty funny though, I gotta say. Pretty funny. And the worst, like, or worst slash best part is that at the end of the game, when you beat the final boss, you get pictures. I don't know if they are real soldiers, maybe they are just models posing as soldiers, but you actually get the picture of real people standing right next to the plane that you choose. So it's like, you know, it's like, oh, don't mind those gigantic monstrosities that you saw. This was just a plain old war with, you know, normal pilot on a normal plane. Don't worry about all of that you just saw. Maybe the game is actually just what happens through the mind of a combat pilot. Maybe that's what the game is all about, to try to teach you of the horrors of war. That the war is so bad, so, you know, ugly, that makes soldiers hallucinate. And maybe everything that you fight through all the game is just what the soldier is seeing, but not what's actually happening. You never know. Could be a lesson. I think it's a pretty good lesson. I mean, y'all know about Japan top secret mech projects. At least it's not Mech Godzilla. Well, the thing is, it's pretty funny because some of, well, I don't know if some of them, but one of them is not even a robot. One of them is straight up a monster. Like, not even a robotic monster, no, an actual monster. Like a flesh and blood monster. And you're like, wow. Okay. Are we still in World War II? That's the kind of fuckery. Cthulhu? It doesn't have tentacles, no. I mean, I want to describe it more, but I also don't want to spoil it. Well, I mean, it's a game that has literally more than 20 years old by now. It's more than 20 years old, but you know, like you to experience that, because it's pretty hilarious, and at the same time it's pretty good. I mean, it looks good, but yeah, it's crazy. It definitely is it's a game that is crazy. And I think the reason why when I was a kid I was so surprised about it is not because, oh, I'm a smart kid that realizes that those things are impossible. No, it's because Capcom, some years before that game release, well, actually quite a lot of years before the game release, they released two games, one of them named 1942 and 1943. So those games, which were also World War II themed, obviously they were still not realistic in the fact that one plane basically fucks an entire army, but you know, you could see real life, you know, real life planes as enemies. Like, you didn't fight against anything weird. Like, you were fighting against some planes that were actual, I'm pretty sure they were actual war weapons. You actually also fought against aircraft carriers. So, you know, those games, at least they were thematically correct. right? Like you still felt like it would be something that you will look in World War II, even though again, obviously one plane can't fuck an entire army, but that's just a little detail, right? But it was still something that you could be like, alright, we're in a World War II game. But 1945, which by the way wasn't even made by Capcom, which is something that is pretty easy to miss because when you are a kid you pretty much don't give a shit who is the producer. You know, I thought that 1945 was on the same series of game as 1942 and 1943. Well, it turns out that that's not the case, and then I saw all that 1945 had to offer, and I'm like, wow. Seems that technology evolved a lot in 2 years. 1943 we were still fighting against normal ass aircraft carriers and combat ships, and now all of a sudden we are fighting against messenger. Alright. What really makes technology evolve, huh? But yeah, it was pretty funny as a kid. And it's still pretty funny as an adult too. Yeah, that's World War II, by the way, sure. Or we also have World War III shoot 'em up from cave. Yeah, that's the funny thing. 1945 looks more like a World War III game than anything that Dodonpachi released. I mean, the thing is, Dodonpachi, I mean, you can't really imagine gigantic robots that look like little girls being an effective weapon in war. However, when you see 1945 and you see a normal plane turning into a gigantic robot with full of cannons, yes, it might still not be that efficient